Most traders think winning is a skill. They're wrong. Losing is the skill. And the traders who master losing are the ones who eventually master trading. Here's something that will completely change how you think about trading success. Professional traders lose money on 42 to 58% of their trades. That means they're wrong almost half the time, sometimes more than half. Yet they're consistently profitable, year after year. Meanwhile, retail traders obsess over being right, chase higher win rates, and blow up their accounts trying to avoid losses. The difference isn't in how often they win, it's in how well they lose. Some can cope with losing, others cannot. Today, I'm going to show you why great losers become great traders, why your ability to lose well is more valuable than your ability to win big, and exactly how to transform your relationship with losing so it becomes your most powerful edge. But first, let me show you what separates a great loser from a bad loser, because this distinction will determine whether you're still trading 5 years from now or just another statistic in the 95% who quit. Let's begin. Meet Jason. Jason hates losing. Every loss feels personal. Every stopped-out trade feels like failure. When he loses, his first thought is always the same. I need to make that back. So he immediately scans his charts looking for the next trade. Any trade. Just something to recover what he lost. He doubles his risk because he needs to get back to break even faster. He takes setups that don't match his plan because he can't tolerate being down for the day. He moves his stop loss because he believes in the trade and refuses to accept he was wrong. Jason is a bad loser. He cannot cope with the idea of losing. He cannot accept it and sees it as a personal insult. And bad losers don't survive in trading. If the market doesn't wipe them out today, it will tomorrow. This is inevitable. After 2 years, Jason has blown 3 accounts totaling $34,000. He's exhausted, bitter, and convinced that trading is rigged against retail traders like him. After each stop, he never questions how the market manipulates his psychology exactly as it wants, how he loses control, how quickly he disconnects from rational thinking. He never saw any of it. Now meet Sarah. Sarah also loses. In fact, she loses slightly more often than Jason because she takes higher probability setups with tighter stops. But when Sarah loses, something completely different happens. The moment her stop is hit, she closes the platform. She stands up, she walks away from her desk for 10 minutes. No analysis, no searching for the next trade, no emotional reaction, just acceptance. She doesn't take getting stopped out personally. She doesn't see conspiracy theories built against her. She doesn't blame the market. These impulses occur in her too, but she manages to stay calm. She doesn't attach excessive meaning to a stop loss. She moves on with her life. When she returns, she opens her journal and writes exactly 3 sentences. Trade 7 stopped out at 1%. Setup was valid, execution was correct, loss accepted. That's it. No drama, no story, no need to make it back. Sarah is a great loser, and great losers eventually become great traders. After 2 years, Sarah's account is up 47%. Same markets, same time period. Completely opposite relationship with losing. One creates a cycle where each loss leads to more losses, while the other has developed a strategy to prevent future losses that could work against her. Here's what makes someone a great loser. Great losers understand that losses aren't failures, they're expenses. They're the cost of doing business. If you open a restaurant, you pay rent. If you run a trading account, you pay losses. It's not personal. This is inevitable. It's not a reflection of your intelligence or worth. It's simply the price of playing the game. Bad losers take every loss personally. They see it as evidence they're not good enough. They internalize it. They carry it into the next trade. They make it mean something about their identity. And that emotional weight destroys their decision-making on every subsequent trade. Great losers have completely detached their identity from their results. They can lose $2,000 and feel nothing because they know that loss is just one data point in a series of thousands. It doesn't define them, it doesn't predict their future, it's just information. They don't look for conspiracy theories behind it. They manage to stay calm. Bad losers let one loss define their entire day, their entire week, sometimes their entire trading career. They make massive life decisions based on single trades. I lost today. Maybe I'm not cut out for this. That's the voice of a bad loser. And that voice will keep you broke forever. Everyone goes through these paths, but some learn not to take losses personally. Others never do. Let me show you exactly what great losers do differently. First, great losers cut fast. The moment their stop is hit, They're out. No hesitation. No hoping. No, let me see if it bounces. Just execution. Because they've violated their plans countless times and know how heavy the price can be. So they walk away. They've made peace with being wrong before they even enter the trade. Bad losers hold and hope. They watch their 1% loss become 3%, then 5%, then 8%. They're so terrified of accepting the loss that they make it 10 times worse. They finish a day where they would lose 1 by losing 5. They move their stop. They average down. They pray. And eventually, they blow up. There's a trader I studied named Marcus. Marcus had a simple rule. Stops are non-negotiable. If price hits his stop level, he exits within 3 seconds. No exceptions. Over 3 years of trading, Marcus has been stopped out 847 times. Not once did he hold past his stop. Not once did he move it. Not once did he hope for a bounce. His max drawdown in 3 years? 11%. Compare that to David, who holds losers hoping they'll reverse. David has blown up twice in the same 3-year period. Both times it started with 1 loss he refused to accept. That 1 loss became 5, then 10, then complete account destruction. Great losers lose small. Bad losers lose everything. That's the difference between them. Second, great losers don't revenge trade. When they take a loss, they don't immediately jump into another trade to make it back. They understand that trading from emotion is trading from weakness. They wait. If necessary, they leave the environment for a while. They get up from the computer. They let the emotional charge dissipate. They return to their process. Bad losers can't tolerate the psychological discomfort of being down. So they trade their emotions instead of their edge. They take the next setup they see, regardless of quality, just to feel like they're doing something, to feel like they're working, struggling. I know a trader named Jennifer. She has a mandatory 30-minute break after any loss. Doesn't matter if it's a small loss or a big loss. Stop gets hit, she closes her platform for 30 minutes. No exceptions. During that break, she doesn't look at charts. She doesn't check prices. She doesn't think about trading. She goes for a walk, makes tea, reads something completely unrelated. Then, and only then, does she return to her desk. Because she's aware of what can happen after a loss. She knows herself and has confronted her dark side. This simple rule has saved her from countless revenge trades. Meanwhile, another trader named Alex takes losses and immediately starts hunting for recovery trades. He's taken 4 trades in 20 minutes after a loss, desperately trying to get back to break even. All 4 stopped out. 1 loss became 5. His account dropped 8% in a single session because he couldn't sit still with discomfort. Great losers can sit with discomfort. Bad losers medicate it with more trades. They think they can cure it and try more accurately. But as we all know, trying to compensate only brings worse results. Third, great losers learn from every loss. They don't just accept it and move on. They don't try to forget it immediately. They study it. They extract the lesson. They make the loss valuable by turning it into education. Bad losers just want to forget losses as quickly as possible. They don't review them. They don't analyze them. They just hope the next trade will be different. And they try. But if you don't learn from losses, you'll keep repeating them forever. There's a professional trader named Kenji who journals every single loss in detail. Not just stopped out, but why he entered, what he saw, what he felt, what he learned. He has a document with over 600 losing trades analyzed, and because he studied his losses so thoroughly, he stopped making the same mistakes. He knows exactly which patterns cause him to lose. He knows which emotional states lead to bad trades. He knows his edge and his weaknesses better than any trader I've met. Compare that to Lisa, who has taken over 1,000 trades in 2 years and can't tell you why she lost on any of them. She just keeps trading, hoping that somehow, magically, things will change. They won't, because she's not learning. Great losers turn losses into education. Bad losers turn losses into repeated mistakes. Great losers dare to confront their dark side. They don't ignore it. Bad losers want to forget their losing trades. Don't accept the mistake. Constantly postpone confronting themselves. Bad losers can become great losers, but only if they truly manage to confront themselves. Fourth, great losers respect their stop losses before they enter. They don't place stops hoping they won't get hit. They place stops knowing they probably will, and they're completely okay with that. They don't neglect their precautions. They know that being optimistic means nothing to the market. Bad losers place stops optimistically. They think this probably won't get hit, and then they're shocked and emotional when it does. They haven't psychologically prepared for the loss, so when it happens, they're devastated. I watched a trader named Mike prepare for a trade. Before he clicked the button, he said out loud, "My stop is at 1.2450. That's a $400 loss. I'm completely fine with losing $400 on this trade." He didn't just set the stop. He accepted the loss before it even happened. When price eventually hit his stop 3 hours later, he felt nothing. He'd already grieved the loss. Meanwhile, another trader named Chris enters trades thinking about the potential profit. "This could make me $2,000. He's so focused on winning that he hasn't accepted the possibility of losing. So when his stop gets hit, he's emotionally destroyed. He wasn't ready." The difference is very clear. One knew the cost of doing business and had already accepted it. The other was only focused on winning and was shaken by losing. Great losers grieve their losses before they take them. Bad losers are surprised every time they lose. They act as if something unexpected happened. Yet losing is expected. It's the nature of this business. It's an unchangeable law. There's no trader with a 100% win rate. Everyone gets stopped out. Some allow one stop to ruin their entire week. Others don't attach meaning to it, don't let it affect their other trades, and manage to close the week with profit. Fifth, great losers have perspective. They understand that one loss, 5 losses, even 10 losses in a row means absolutely nothing in the context of thousands of trades over years. Bad losers have no perspective. Every trade is too important. 3 losses feels like the end of the world. A bad week feels like proof they'll never make it. They experience both success and failure too quickly. They're so zoomed in on today that they can't see the bigger picture. There's a trader who keeps a spreadsheet showing every trade for the last 5 years. When he has a losing streak, he zooms out and looks at the whole picture. He sees that losing streaks are normal. He sees that he's had 14 losing streaks of 5 or more trades, and he recovered from every single one. This perspective keeps him calm. There's no reason for him to panic, to define himself as a failure. He understands the nature of the business. Meanwhile, another trader only looks at this week's results. When he has 3 losses in a row, he panics. This strategy doesn't work anymore. He changes everything. He abandons his plan. He jumps to a new strategy. And then that one has a losing streak too, so he jumps again. He's stuck in an endless cycle because he has no perspective. Great losers zoom out. Bad losers zoom in. Trading is a difficult business. If we want to achieve consistent profits over the long term, we cannot attach excessive meaning to each trade. We must be stable and consistently apply the requirements of our rules. Here's what most traders never understand. Your ability to win is capped by your ability to lose. If you can't lose well, you'll never win big, because winning requires taking risks. And taking risks requires accepting losses. If you're terrified of losing, you'll take tiny positions that can never generate meaningful returns. You'll exit winners early because you can't tolerate giving back profits. You'll avoid high-quality setups because they have wider stops and you're too scared to risk that much. Your fear of losing will prevent you from ever winning. But when you master losing, everything changes. When you make peace with it, you start winning more. It may sound paradoxical, but traders who expect to lose more become the ones who win more. You can take proper position sizes because a loss doesn't scare you, because you've already accepted this possibility. You can let winners run because giving back some profit doesn't hurt you. You can take the best setups even when they require larger stops because you're comfortable with the risk. Mastering losing unlocks your ability to win. It increases your probability of unlocking your potential. This is why every consistently profitable trader I've studied is a great loser first and a great winner second. The process always proceeds this way, provided there's confrontation, of course. Let me give you the framework for becoming a great loser. Step 1. Accept that losses are mandatory. You cannot trade without losing. It's mathematically impossible. Even the best traders in the world lose on 40 to 50% of their trades. Losses aren't a sign of failure. They're a sign you're in the game. The moment you accept this, you stop fighting reality. Step 2. Decide your loss before you enter. Never enter a trade without knowing exactly how much you're willing to lose and being completely at peace with losing that amount. If you're not okay with the loss, don't take the trade. Step 3. Execute your stop without emotion. When price hits your stop level, you exit within seconds. No analysis, no hope, no second guessing. just execution. This removes emotion from the equation entirely. Step 4. Take a mandatory break after losses. Even just 10 minutes. This prevents revenge trading and allows your nervous system to reset. You cannot make good decisions in an emotionally charged state. Step 5. Journal every loss. Not with emotion, just with facts. What was the setup? What was the thesis? What happened? What can I learn? This transforms losses from painful experiences into valuable education. Step 6. Track your losses over time. Keep a record showing that losing streaks are normal and you always recovered. This builds perspective and prevents panic during inevitable drawdowns. Step 7. Celebrate great losses. Yes, celebrate them. When you take a loss exactly according to your plan, you executed perfectly. That's a win even though the trade lost money. This rewires your brain to value process over outcome. These 7 steps will transform you from a bad loser into a great loser. And great losers eventually become great traders. Not because they stop losing, but because they lose so well that the losses become irrelevant. Their winners outpace their losers. Their psychology stays stable through drawdowns. Their process remains consistent regardless of results. Here's what I need you to understand. The market doesn't care how you feel about losing. It's going to stop you out. It's going to invalidate your thesis. It's going to take your money. That's not negotiable. What is negotiable is how you respond to those losses. Do you respond like Jason, doubling down and revenge trading until your account is destroyed? Or do you respond like Sarah, accepting the loss, learning from it, and moving on to the next opportunity? That choice is yours. And that choice will determine everything about your trading career. The great traders you admire aren't great because they never lose. They're great because they lose better than everyone else. They've mastered the skill that most traders refuse to develop. They've made peace with being wrong. They've turned losing into a competitive advantage. So here's my challenge to you. Stop trying to be right all the time. Stop chasing 80% win rates. Stop taking losses personally. Start learning to lose well. Start accepting that losses are the price of admission. Start treating each loss as education rather than failure. Start measuring your success not by whether you won or lost today, but by whether you executed your process correctly. Because once you master losing, winning becomes inevitable. Not because you'll suddenly be right all the time, but because your great losses will be so small and so manageable that your good wins will easily outpace them. That's the secret. That's what separates the 5% who make it from the 95% who don't. The 5% are great losers. They've mastered the skill nobody teaches. They've learned to embrace what everyone else fears. And that's why they're still here, trading profitably year after year, while everyone else washes out. You can join them. But first, you have to become a great loser. And that journey starts with the very next loss you take. Will you take it like a bad loser, fighting reality and making it worse? Or will you take it like a great loser, accepting it quickly and extracting the lesson? That choice is yours. Choose wisely. Because in trading, how you lose determines whether you win.